She was buried under a New York club. They identified her in 2024. Workers cracked open a Manhattan nightclub floor and found a teenage girl sealed in concrete. For 50 years, no one knew her name. Then, in 2024, a DNA sample from the September 11 database finally revealed who she was. But the discovery raised a darker question. Why was a 16-year-old girl hidden under a nightclub in the first place? She was buried under a New York club. They identified her in 2024, the Midtown Jane Doe mystery. It is February 10th, 2003. Renovation crews are tearing apart the basement of a former rock club called The Scene on West 46th Street in Hell's Kitchen. As they jackhammer the concrete, something round breaks loose and rolls into the light. At first, it looks like debris. Then they see eye sockets. Police arrive and excavate the slab. What they uncover is not random rubble. It is a deliberately poured concrete tomb. Inside is a bound teenage girl wrapped in carpet and tied with electrical cord and pantyhose. The medical examiner later confirms she was strangled. All of these details have been officially confirmed by New York Police Department press releases and medical examiner reports. Only 4 clues surround her: a bra, a small green plastic toy soldier, a dime minted in 1969, a signet ring engraved with PMCG. For years, detectives hit a wall. No missing report, no hits in any database, no name. The case goes cold, but the clues in that cement coffin were not done talking. Her name is Patricia Kathleen McGlone, born April 20th, 1953, raised in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, in a Catholic household. She attends both Catholic and public schools. These details appear in verified historical school and church records referenced by investigators. Her childhood is unstable. School files describe her as a frequent truant. She disappears for days at a time and returns unpredictably. Reporters covering the case confirmed she was known as a runaway. Then, at about 16, Patricia marries a man in his 30s. Official marriage records confirm this. After the wedding, her contact with her family drops off. Phone calls stop, no more visits. By 1969, she is gone without explanation. No missing person report is filed. Her parents die years later, never knowing what happened. Patricia becomes invisible until the concrete cracks open in Midtown. But even after finding her, investigators cannot identify her. The technology in 2003 is too weak to pull usable DNA from the remains. This is where the story twists. To understand Patricia's final moments, we must understand the building where she was found. The Scene was a famous late 1960s rock club. Legends like Jimi Hendrix hung out there. But beyond the music scene, the club had rumored ties to organized crime. Journalists and New York Police Department sources have publicly stated this connection. Someone with access to this basement had time to wrap a girl in carpet, bind her with cord, place her inside a prepared pit, and pour concrete. A stranger could not have done this unnoticed. Someone familiar with the club could. Detectives eventually uncover a disturbing detail. Patricia's older husband had a direct connection to that same building. This fact was confirmed in New York Police Department cold case squad interviews and public reporting. He never reported her missing, but he was linked to the place where she was entombed. If that sounds suspicious, it is. But the case did not break because of him. It broke because of September 11. In 2017, the cold case squad reopens the file and orders brand new genetic testing. Advancements in DNA extraction finally produce a usable profile. Forensic genealogists begin building family trees. They identify potential parents and narrow the birth year to 1953. The tree points heavily toward Patricia, but they cannot prove it. She had no siblings left to compare DNA. Her parents had died. There was no close living relative to test until they discover something haunting. Patricia had a cousin who died in the September 11th attacks. After the towers fell, the cousin's mother submitted her DNA to help identify her child. That sample still existed in the World Trade Center Victim Identification Database, maintained by the medical examiner. Detective Ryan Glass retrieves the swab. It is compared to the Midtown Jane Doe DNA. The match is conclusive. Mitochondrial and autosomal analysis confirm that the cousin's mother is a direct maternal relative of the Jane Doe. The girl in the concrete is Patricia Kathleen McGlone. In 2024, the New York Police Department publicly announces the breakthrough. Major outlets release the story. Patricia finally has her name, but giving her a name unlocks something bigger, a suspect. The moment Patricia is identified, detectives return to old interviews and old records. Her husband is now a person of major interest. Not publicly named, not officially declared the killer, but directly connected to the building. Investigators have confirmed that he used more than one name and had ties to the nightlife and criminal world of the late 1960s Midtown scene. Another detail stands out. The toy soldier. Police believe it may have belonged to a child Patricia gave birth to. If that is true, then Patricia may have left behind a child who never knew their mother was murdered. Imagine learning you existed in the world all this time with no idea of your mother's fate. Police have hinted they want to find that child, a husband who vanished from the record, a child who may still be out there, a girl entombed under a club. Someone has the missing piece. As of late 2025, the case has not been solved. The New York Police Department Cold Case Squad is actively searching for Patricia's husband. They are also trying to find anyone who knew her in Sunset Park or Midtown during 1968 to 1970. Investigators believe the killer is probably still alive. They estimate the suspect would be in his 80s or 90s today. Someone knows what happened. Someone knows why she stopped calling home. Someone knows who walked her into that basement. Detectives believe the right tip can close this case. Patricia Kathleen McGlone was hidden under concrete for more than 50 years while life went on above her. Science and persistence gave her back her name. Now the truth must follow. If you recognize Patricia's story, if you knew someone connected to the scene nightclub, if you knew a man whose teenage wife vanished in 1969, contact Crime Stoppers. Do not confront anyone yourself. Share her story. Keep her name alive, because someone out there knows how a 16-year-old girl ended up under a Manhattan nightclub floor, and they have stayed silent for half a century. If you want to learn more about the human mind, invisible patterns, and psychological mysteries that everyone ignores, subscribe to Dark Mind. See you in the next analysis.